and borne away, which is carried away, their stuff. Took everything that we have, and they have destroyed there about 1,000 men. Wow. While their letters were yet reading, while these letters were yet reading, behold, there came other messengers from Galilee with their clothes rent, who reported on this wise. So they came from Galilee with their clothes rent. You know, we rented our clothes, we were really in sadness. And said, they of Ptolemy, or and of Tyrus and Sidon and all Galilee of the Gentiles are assembled together against us to consume us. It's another place they gathered together to kill us. You already said it had killed 1,000 men. Now when Judas and the people heard these words, there assembled a great congregation together to consult what they should do for their brethren that were in trouble, and assaulted of them. Then said Judas unto Simon, his brother, choose thee out men, and go and deliver thy brethren that are in Galilee. For I and Jonathan, my brother, will go into the country of Gilead. So he said, hey, you go to Gilead and we'll go to Gilead. So he left Joseph, his son, the son of Zacharias and Azarias, captains of the people, with the remnant of the hosts in Judea to keep it, unto whom he gave commandment, saying, take ye the charge of this people, and see that ye make not war against the heathen until the time that we come again. Say, don't make no war with them until we come back. Now unto Simon were given 3,000 men to go into Galilee, and unto Judas 8,000 men for the country of Gilead. So you see, just showing you how they was killing us. And Judas Maccabees and his brothers and his armies had to get together to bring forth justice of them not, killing us. But see, that history not taught. They don't tell that story. We were just being butchered over and over again. As it is today, you look at Zechariah 11 and 5. But see, that's why I try and bring a balance of showing you what we did and what happened to us because of what we did. And people look at how the judgment going to come upon the other nations because it's just fair. Well, how can we be the chosen and the things happen to the Most High's chosen people? You hear what he said? Hey, he said, look, I'm going to kill all of them, Moses. I'm going to make a great nation out of you. He told John the Baptist, he said, I'll raise up some stones to be my people. So we so out of it. Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them, they're killing us this day, and hold themselves not guilty. What's the verdict whenever you see one of us get killed? Police been killing us. What police that have shot a brother or sister got the years of justice of the punishment of years in prison for killing us? I'm waiting. I don't hear nobody saying any years that they got for killing one of us. I ain't talking just one or two. I'm talking about all. It's been a lot of us being killed. And it's been on camera. They had their films. They had their cameras filming it. And the brother was not guilty. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Most High, for I am rich. I mean, that's how they got rich. 400 years of free labor. You get paid for slavery. And their own shepherds pity them not. The preachers don't pity us. Where they at crying out against the injustices that's being brought upon us? It's not there. That's why the Most High bring these plagues. And ain't nobody gonna be able to really, stop them because of the fact that we have they all, a part of what it is that is written. You can't stop it. But see, look at Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob. I said, don't fear. Said the Most High, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar. Hear what he said? You gotta save us from afar, because we way over here in this Western Hemisphere. Way away from our land. He said, I'm gonna save you from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be at rest. We're going to return to be in rest and be quiet. And none shall make him afraid. And nobody going to make us afraid. For I am with thee. So I'm with you, said the Most High, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations. You hear what he said? Though I make a full end of all nations. Whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. So I ain't gonna make a full end of you. But he said, though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee. He said, gonna make a full end of all nations where he scattered us. We scattered among all these nations. Are you hearing what he's saying? He said, though I make a full end of all nations whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. He gonna save 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. But I will correct thee in measure. He said he gonna correct us, that measure and in time. He gonna correct us in time. And will not leave thee altogether unpunished. So if he's not leaving his chosen people that he loved, he said in Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. If he's not leaving us unpunished, then what you think? He gonna leave the other nations who don't even care nothing about his laws? All the nations' gods are idols? You gonna leave them unpunished? Better think again. Better understand. See, the problem is people don't want to go back to what has happened. You could say we did wrong, we had to pay for what we did. Being wrong before the Most High. Look at Deuteronomy 32 and 16. See, they provoked him, we the Israelites provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. Now, all the gods of the nations are idols. So it's that we provoked the Most High to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations, provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils. not to the Most High, to gods whom they knew not. Just new religions that come up. Where they come from? Moses knew about the Catholic Church. Moses taught about Baptists and the Jehovah's Witness and the holiness and the apostolic and the all these other religions that has been established today. Moses taught. We can read about this in from Genesis to Deuteronomy. I don't think so. To gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Or the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and has forgotten the Most High that formed thee, and forgotten really how Mashiach Yahushua that formed thee, because we Mashiach him. Mashiach is the Most High. See, we abode in wickedness and love to do it over and over and over and over again. That's why he calls it rebellious or stiff-necked. Look at verse 31. But their rock is not as our rock. See, their rock is not as our rock. Even our enemies themselves being judges. Hear that? Our enemies being judges over us. We're supposed to be the judges of the earth, but our enemies are the judges of the earth. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. Come on. And I showed you at least 3 cities that the Most High burnt up. Sodom and Gomorrah. I went to 3 different cities showing the Most High's wrath upon them cities. And it's miraculous how he burned them up and just let them like stay, the image of them be there. That's the miracle, as you can see. And like I say, it's like something that you never witnessed in your life unless you there. You can look it from a distance, but when you walking in it and you looking at it, it's like, whoa, touching it, man, it's like, you know what? Nobody goes there. I went there, seen nobody. I don't know if they're afraid of it or whatever, but nobody. You might look at it from a distance, but I don't know who's walking in there. Nobody was in there around us at all. That's one place we had by ourselves. That's what it said. But their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, their custards are bitter. Their vine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of apes, like a poisonous snake. You got a whole bunch of snakes. That's why he said in verse 35, to me belongeth vengeance and recompense. I'm going to pay you back. I'm going to reward you for your wickedness. Their foot shall slide in due time, he said. For the day of their calamity is at hand. And the things that shall come upon them, make haste. It's coming. Why you see these plagues happening? But the Most High shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants, when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, where are your gods? Where are their gods? They're the rock in whom they trusted. See, where are your gods now? Where are your religions now? The rock in whom you trusted. And see, that's why it says, it tells you how people have believed in lies, things that where there is no prophet. When they all go down, you're going to find out who you really been believing in, what you really been believing in. You're going to say, where are their gods? Their rock in whom they trusted. which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings, celebrating Christmas. Talking about this is the birthday of Hamashiach Yahushai. He ain't never say nothing about celebrate his birthday. Celebrate his resurrection. To bring life to we the children of Israel. And think about all the prayers been set up for Nimrod's birthday on the 25th of the Esau's 12th month. Had nothing to do with Mashiach Yahushua. And how you done bow down to the idol Christmas tree. One way or another, you done bow down. To pick up your present, to put a present down. Somebody gonna bow down to that tree. Because there's presents all around it. I don't care if it's a big box, you still gonna bow down and pick it up. You bow down to that idol. That's why I said, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices. Cooking all this food for Nimrod, represent Nimrod. And drank the wine of their drink offerings. Getting toasted. I mean, it was a time, this time was called debauchery. I mean, just getting wasted. Falling into the Christmas tree, knocking it over. Drunk. See, let them rise up and help you and be your protection. You know what he said? He goes to let your religions, let your belief that you believe it in. Let them rise up and protect you. See? That's why the Most High said, learn not the way of the heathen. But we have done it, and therefore the judgment is upon us. But our judgment is just about over if, and only if, you come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High and believe in Him. See, when you look at Psalms 83rd chapter, you have the enemies as nations and the haters of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua as nations. Why aren't they going over there in your churches? Because that will cause division. That would be something against their 501c3, their nonprofit status. Can't do that. But the Mashiach Yahushua is coming back to make war. And you're going to have a reason to make war because of the fact of what has been done. Without any judgment. See, look. Psalms 147, 19 to 20. He showed up his word unto Jacob. His statutes and his judgment unto Israel. Listen, he hath not dealt so with any nation. So he ain't gave his statutes and judgments to no other nation but Israel. And as for his judgments, meaning the judgments, the punishments for breaking the laws of the Most High, they have not known them. The other nations have not known them. Praise ye the Most High. That's why you read scriptures like Lamentations 4 and 22, where he says, hey, our captivity is over. See, now he gonna look at the sins of Esau. Because Esau is the end of the world. They're going to be ruling the world at the end of the world. So now everybody has an opportunity because the book is written in all different languages. You know, so as we know that the judgment is coming closer and closer, we have to look at ourselves first and foremost in getting ourselves together as the Israelites. That's why I'm talking to Israel. But it's going to take humility and a broken, contrite spirit for us to not, hearing all this and knowing the judgment and not put ourselves there. Because you ain't there and none of us there. Who's to say we're going to be there? Now you're stepping to the seat of the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, who's coming to judge. We only can do the best we can in doing what's right, according to what he has said. And hopefully see the end of this world as it is. As far as some type of feeling of knowing that we have an opportunity to not see all the things that's going to happen, look at Psalms 34 and 7. The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. See, angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear the Most High, and delivereth them, or saves them. Verse 9. O fear the Most High, ye his saints. Meaning respect him. Do what he say do. He got rules and regulations. Like everything you do have rules and regulations, point blank. The Most High have rules and regulations. That's his law, statutes, commandments. He just said he showed it unto Jacob. His statutes unto to Israel. He have not dealt so with any other. That's for the judgments. He have not dealt so with any other nation. The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. There's not, O fear the Most High, ye his saints, and the saints are the 12 tribes of Israel, for there is no one to them that fear him. This is real if you believe it. See, verse 13 says, keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking guile, lies, and so forth. Depart from evil and do good. Only way you do good, what's good? So you depart from evil, do good. Romans 7 and 12. Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. And we know the Most High is good, and his commandments are good. That's why it's saying. In Psalms 34:14, depart from evil and do good. Do his commandments. Seek peace and pursue it. Seek peace and pursue it. So how are you going to seek this peace? Go to St. John 14:28. Seek peace and pursue it. It's a special peace. St. John 14:28. No, 27, Salakia. St. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Seek this peace. See, not as the world giveth. You're looking for somebody to give you peace. Your woman, your man, anyone. Give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled. Don't let your mind be troubled. Neither let it be afraid. See? That's the peace you want. That's the special peace you want. From a Mashiach Yahushua. Not like the world gives it, because the world can't give you this peace that he's talking about. Because they don't know it. It's a special peace. And it's beautiful when you can have that where, and most people don't have it because they don't really see it. They don't really, understand it. They don't really understand how powerful this word is. Look at Psalms 34:15. It say the eyes of the Most High are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. See, the Most High's eyes are upon the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry. The face of the Most High is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. So, we heard about what it said, what the unrighteous gonna say. Say they gonna fly away as they own dung, as a dream, as a shadow. He gave all kind of examples of that. The face of the Most High is against them that do evil. So Most High don't do evil. That's why he told us, don't eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He said, eat of the tree of life, and we're supposed to live forever. But nah, we want to eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So he made the evil for those who want to do evil. Okay, well, he created evil for those that do evil. Here come the evil towards you. The face of the Most High power is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and the Most High hear, and delivered them out of all their troubles. See. The Most High is nigh or near unto them that are of a broken heart, broken mind, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. See. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. So, yeah, we go through a lot of changes. The righteous going to go through a lot of afflictions. But the Most High delivered him out of them all. See. He delivered us out of all the affliction that we've been through and going through. Look at our ancestors, what they went through. To live through slavery. I mean, you born in slavery. That's what I say. You born? What did you do? You didn't do nothing. Like we born looking around like what's going on in the world and not knowing that our ancestors did wrong. And here we are born in the world where you're able to run around on a man's plantations, around his large plantations, wherever you go, and thinking you free. And any time you could just be taken out. And what's the verdict? Not guilty. But for the evil and for the wicked, verse 21, evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Evil gonna slay the wicked. Because what do they draw upon themselves? Well, evil. They're doing evil, so you draw the evil to you. And they hate the righteous, and that's why they're gonna be desolate. The Most High redeemeth his soul. The Most High just redeemeth the soul of his servants, and the servants are the children of Israel. Isaiah 44 and 1 and 2. And none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. See, we trust in the Most High, we ain't gonna never be desolate. Thus say the Most High. See, David was a prophet that was prophesying about things that was not in his time. Because he knew, you understand, like, he put all nations under subjection to Israel. He had war for 40 years. So Solomon had peace. His son had peace for 40 years when we were ruling over the nations. But not as captivity like we went through. That's why, when you understand why the judgment is going to come so harsh, because the Most High said he was just a little, angry with us, but they did something they weren't supposed to do. He said in Zechariah 1 and 15, and I am sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. Well, I was but a little displeased. Hear what he say? He was just a little displeased with us. And they helped forward the affliction. They did more. They went above and beyond the call of duty. The Most High is the one that brought us into captivity, slavery, and bondage. But he says they have forward the affliction. They did too much. Go to Baruch, the 4th chapter. Yeshua, so you know. It was the Most High that brought us down. Not man, they're going to exalt themselves all they want to, but that's why the Most High going to bring them down, because they put themselves above the Most High. He told us what he's going to do. He told us, hey, you follow me, do what I say do, I'm going to bless you above all nations. But if you don't, Baruch the 4th chapter, verse 6. Say, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction. That's why I said they helped forward the affliction. Most I said, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to the Most High. See, the Most High told us in 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. We sacrifice unto devils, and not to the Most High. So he told us in 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice or worship, they sacrifice to devils, and not to the Most High. That's why I said, learn not the way of the heathen. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. He said, I would not that you should have fellowship with devils. He said, you could not drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. See, you don't want to have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and of the table of devils. You don't have to have fellowship with them or to worship with them. Because all the gods of the nations are idols, regardless of how you look at it. And they've always been against us because of the fact that we have the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Baruch 4 and 7. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to the Most High. Same thing it tells us in Psalms 105. No, 106. Psalms 106 and 35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. See, that's the problem. We're mingled among all these other nations and learn to be like them. And they served their idols. See? Which was a snare or a trap unto us, to them. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. And that's sad, because when you're born, they put you on when your mama become the informant. Look at your birth certificate. It says informant. They insist that she signed that birth certificate. You inform them that you got a new slave born in this world. Social Security number and all that. Then you got to give them over to whatever state they are. They got to go through their curriculum of learning. Teach them how to be a good, slave for someone else, for the corporation that they have. That's why I applaud all of us that have the mindset to have entrepreneurship, to have their own business. But still, if you have the mindset of this world, then you sacrificing your sons and your daughters to devils and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Gave our sons and daughters up, just like they doing up on the in Northern California, in Bohemian Grove. Like you see all these people say, where are they? What happened to these people? You see them all on the walls of Walmarts all over the country. They have what they call human night sacrifices. I'm going to play some of that information for those that were involved in what they call the so-called Illuminati and born into it and raised into it, and they talk about how they were inducted into it and the things that they do every these holidays that y'all celebrating. People are being sacrificed, and you having a great time and celebrating these days that there are many that haven't been found, never will be found, and they sacrificing them. Just as you see here. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people, children of Israel, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance. He hated his own inheritance. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them, not loved them, but hated them, ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. Many times did he deliver them, many times he delivered us, but they provoked him with their counsel, running our big mouths, and were brought low for their iniquity. Nevertheless, he regarded their affliction when he heard their cry. And he remembered for them his covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to the 12 tribes of Israel, and repented according to the multitude of his mercies. So he made them also to be pitied of all those that carried them captives. Save us. We could say this today. Save us, O power of our power, and gather us from among the heathen to give thanks unto thy holy name and to triumph in thy praise. Going back to Baruch, the 4th chapter, the 8th verse. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, hearken, listen, O ye that dwell about Zion, the Most High hath brought upon me great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. See that? The land saw the captivity of us leaving the land. And it's desolate over there right now, people, I'm telling you. Even though the Jewish people done went into our land and occupying our land, a lot of the land of Judah is desolate. Nothing growing there hardly. As it is written. With joy that I nourished them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. I would love to see how it was when we had our own land, had our own money. This is our money. This is our money right here. It's our money. Shoot. We had our own money, our own, everything going for ourselves. Why the nations really envy us, because you gotta understand, they would see the sacrifices of the parts of the animal that we didn't eat. The Most High said the fat and all of the kidney and when we gutted the animal out, we put those parts over there. The Most High would have fire come down from the sky and consume it. They see that. So that was fear in itself. Remember the Most High consuming fire? Fire would come down from the sky and consume the sacrifice. Can you imagine that? We having holy days that last for, like, Feast of Dedication, 8 days, and Passover and unleavened bread, 8 days, and not just no one day. 50 days at a time just enjoying ourselves, having a good time in righteousness, righteous fun. You know, we drank wine and we drink most of our shoes. My shake I'm shy. Look, don't get it twisted. That's why I say a lot of the people that go to church, we dance and we do all that. That we do. It's just in righteousness, not all this wickedness that they doing now. Shoot. I mean, like you look at some of the old songs, we had nice songs. We had some good music, man. Look at Matthew 19:11. I mean, excuse me, Matthew 11 and 19. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous, like a man like to eat a lot. That's a Mashiach Yahushua, and a wine bibber. He drank wine. First miracle we did was turn water into wine. And he ain't sin. A friend of publicans, so he was a friend of publicans and sinners. Not just associate, friends of publicans and sinners. People in the church think they all that. And some of you Israelites probably think you all that. You can't even deal with people that are sinners or they doing things that's wrong. You ain't Mashiachim. He would say he was friends of publicans and sinners, but wisdom is justified of her children. That's why he say the law wasn't made for the righteous, made for the unrighteous, so they can come back and see that, hey, you've been an example of, okay, it ain't that bad. You know, I had brothers before me, they did all kinds of things, crying, repenting. Because, you know, he told us in Acts 17 and 30. Now, I've seen people say just condemn someone, not encourage them to get better, or they can have a opportunity. It says in Acts 17 and 30, in the times of this ignorance, you not knowing, the Most High winked that. Is we as a people going to do that to those that are ignorant, not knowing? Most High winked that. But now commanded all men everywhere to repent, to ask for forgiveness. Because he has appointed a day. It's going to be a day in which he will judge the world in righteousness. And we know that righteousness, from Deuteronomy 6:25, is the keeping of the Most High's laws. By that man whom he have ordained, where he have given assurance unto all men, in that he have raised him from the dead. So that man that's going to judge, for the 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of a Mashiach Yahushua, that every one may receive the things done in his body, according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. So, the Most High has given him that judgment of Mashiach Yahushua, that we all going to appear before him when he come to judge and make war. And you're going to be judged according to that which you have done, whether it be good or bad. Verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences, the way you think, hopefully. So Ecclesiastes 12. Go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High through Mashiach Yahushua shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So ain't nothing you can look at that you gonna get away with, or you think that nobody knows, or no, you don't see me. You don't know the Most High. You don't know the power of why he's saying every secret thing. Why he say every secret thing? Because it tells you in Ecclesiasticus 23:19, such a man only feareth the eyes of men. That's how man look at you. How somebody gonna look at you? Your pride is lifted up. Say, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts, right? So once the Most High see the secrets, he see what's going on, ain't nothing hid from him, then what does he do? Go to Amos, the 3rd chapter, and verse 7. Surely the Most High will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So what the Most High see that's hid, that you think is in the dark, Most High bring it forth to his servants, the prophets. He reveals it. That's why we as a people, we have to repent and come back to righteousness before it's too late. And there's nothing that you've done. The Most High said, hey, unless you done blaspheme the Holy Spirit, and you have to repent. You have to, like he just said, time of your ignorance, the Most High winked at, but requires all men to repent, come back to him. First Peter 5:5. Let's look at 1 Peter 5:1 first. It says, the elders which are among you I exhort, who are also an elder and the witness of the sufferings of a Mashiach, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. He say, feed the flock of the Most High which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly. So you got to do this willingly. Nor for filthy lucre, not for money, but of a ready mind. You got to be, on it, conscious of the word. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Neither of being lords over the Most High's heritage. Men want to just dominate how you treat people over, the Most High's heritage is his people. But being examples to the flock. You got to be an example. That somebody could be like you. And that's a problem that we have now. Everybody want to be like whoever these so-called elders are. A lot of elders is 51 and over. You mean 51 years old? Better read Numbers, the 4th chapter. Ministry is 30 to 50. You 51 and over, then you an elder. That's why most people that's elderly don't respect nobody. These cats calling themselves elders. Don't respect that. You gotta live. Every day there's an experience. Esau got 365 days to a year. Sometimes 366 days to a year. You think about it. Every day you experience something. And every day you experience something, there's something that you can learn or something that you went through. That's an experience. As you live long on this earth, you learn more and more and more. That's why you got to exercise your mind. Or when you get older, you're going to have problems in thinking, in memorization and so forth. That's why it's good. This is good. Excellent to know these precepts. It says, neither as being lords over the Most High's heritage, masters over the Most High's heritage, but being examples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd, who is a Mashiach Shai, shall appear to judge, you shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. So when he comes, he's going to give you a crown. What's that crown? That's power from authority. That fadeth not away, that's going to last forever and ever and ever. It's going to be like Jack and Jill went up the hill and to fetch a pail of water. Water is the word of the Most High. Jack fell down. The Israelite man fell down, and our woman Jill came tumbling after, making mockery of us. Well, we don't know, because we don't know enough of the truth. They realize all these mockeries that been made against us. Verse 5, likewise ye younger, submit yourself unto the elder. Ye younger, you not 51 years old, you younger. Submit yourself unto the elder. Those that are 51 and older. Yeah. All of you be subject one to another. You got to be subject one to another. And be clothed with humility. That's contrary to pride. For the Most High resists the proud. See that? The Most High going to be against the proud. And give us grace, which is getting something you don't deserve, to the humble. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time. See? He's going to bring the proud down. See, the first one they name in the enemies and the haters of the Most High in Psalms 83 is Esau. All these nations that are, very prideful, then we learn the way of the heathen. We be prideful as they are, and you're going to go down with them. Ishmael, the Arabs, and the Ammon, the Chinese, and the Moab, the Japanese, Africans. Very arrogant and prideful. You're casting all your care upon him, but he cares for you. So you got to cast all our care upon him, because he cares for us. When we say he's going to heal us, he's going to save us. So be sober, be focused. Don't be no drunk, because you be drunk, get caught up in something that you can't even get out of because you're not focused. You can't focus when you're drunk. Be sober. Be vigilant, because your adversary, your enemy, the devil, as a roaring lion, a roaring lion ready to tear something up. Walketh about. We know Job 1:6 down. Most I ask Satan where he's coming from. He said going up and down and to and fro in the earth, just like that cross sign. Up and down and to and fro. That's why they make that cross sign on their chest. But you don't know nothing about that because you don't know where it come from. That's already said Mashiach Shai was crucified on the tree. Say, be sober and be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Who resist steadfast in the faith. You got to have faith to resist him, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So it said, hey, resist the devil steadfast